Ethiopia isn't just a country. It's a time capsule where the calendar is 7 years behind the rest of the world, and the clock starts at sunrise. Here is the countdown of Ethiopia's 10 most fascinating spots, focusing on the strange, the ancient, and the adrenaline-inducing. 10. Addis Ababa, the Lucy encounter. Forget typical city tours. Go to the National Museum and stand face to face with Lucy, your 3.2 million-year-old ancestor. The vibe. A chaotic mix of high-end diplomatic lounges and the Mercado, an open-air market so vast you might actually get lost for a few hours. 9. Lake Tana, the secret library. These aren't just islands, they are fortresses for ancient knowledge. The Hook. Some of these monasteries house mummified remains of former emperors and 800-year-old parchment Bibles that have never left the island. 8. Harar, the Hyena Man. Inside the 5-meter-high walls of this holy city, the alleys are painted in neon blues and pinks. The Wild Factor. Every night, a local man calls out to wild hyenas from the hills. They come into the city, and you can hand-feed them meat using a short stick, or even your mouth if you're feeling particularly brave. 7. The Great Rift Valley Lakes. A string of shimmering lakes that feel like a prehistoric safari. The Sight. At Lake Abiata, the water turns pink from thousands of flamingos. At Lake Chamo, you can take a boat to the crocodile market, not a place where they sell them, but a sandbank where hundreds of giant Nile crocodiles sunbathe together. 6. The Gibraltar Mountains. Faith on a precipice. This is extreme Christianity. To reach the church of Abuna Yamata Gu, you have to climb a 200-foot vertical cliff face with no ropes, using footholes worn into the rock over centuries. The Reward. Inside, the air is still, and the 5th-century frescoes are perfectly preserved because the sun, and most people, can't reach them. 5. Axum, the Ark's hiding place. In the middle of this dusty town sits a small chapel guarded by a single monk who is never allowed to leave. The Legend. Ethiopians believe the Ark of the Covenant is inside. Even if you can't see the Ark, the 70-foot-tall granite obelisks, stela, carved from single pieces of stone, are an engineering mystery that rivals the pyramids. 4. The Omo Valley, a living museum. This is one of the few places left on Earth where modern global culture hasn't erased ancient traditions. The Culture. See the Mercy women with their famous lip plates, or the Hamer tribe's bull-jumping rite of passage. It is a profound, albeit challenging look at human diversity. 3. Gondar, the medieval time warp. You don't expect to see European-style stone castles in the heart of Africa. The Movie Scene. Known as the Camelot of Africa, the Fasil Gebi fortress feels like a set from Game of Thrones. During the Timkat festival, the royal bath is filled with water, and hundreds of people dive in to renew their vows. 2. The Danakil Depression, the Gates of Hell. This is the hottest inhabited place on Earth, and it looks like a neon yellow alien planet. The Intensity. You can hike to the rim of Erta Ale, a volcano with a permanent bubbling lake of molten lava. Nearby, the Dalal salt flats feature toxic, psychedelic-colored acid ponds. It is terrifyingly beautiful. 1. Lalibela, the New Jerusalem. Imagine a king who wanted to build a second Jerusalem, so he ordered his people to carve churches downward into the earth. The Mind Blower. These aren't built with bricks. They are monolithic, meaning the entire building, windows, floors, altars, and stairs, is one single continuous piece of rock. Standing at the rim of the cross-shaped Bet Georgis and looking down is a spiritual experience regardless of your faith.